this is so great because we do have a lot of new Polish elected officials, whether they're mayors, whether they're presidents of townships. We also have people that are trustees and elected board, whether it's the school board, the library board. It's just really nice that our community is really getting involved and making a point to participate in the democratic process. That's very honorable to each and every one of you. So I just want to let you know that for one reason or another, some of these elected officials could not make it, but they are of Polish ancestry. The Des Plaines Mayor, Matthew Bogusz, Evergreen Park, James Sexton, Harwood Heights, Arlene Yergy, Justice, Krzysztof Vasovich, McCook, Jeffrey Tobolski, Midlothian, Sharon Ryback, Mount Prospect, Arlene Jurasek, Norwich, James Roselle, Gail Smolinski. We also got greetings and thank you from Brad Stevens, from Rosemont, and from Skokie, George Van Dusen, also said that they are very sorry that they couldn't make it. Tinley Park, Edward Joseph Zabratsky, Willow Springs, Alan Novacek, Summit, Joseph Strelacek. And attending here is Niles Mayor-elect Andy Shabiwa, our dear Elwood Park, Skippy Saviano, Wilmette / New Trier, Bob Belinsky, and Judge Kubasha.
Welcome to Niles and welcome to the White Eagle. I hope your breakfast was good. It was on the quick. I think, Mary, you came up with this stroke of genius, what, Tuesday or Wednesday? Yeah, so anyway, I hope it was good. It was on the quick and welcome. I had a race. We started in probably mid-December, at least I did anyway, putting together the issues and the candidates. But I think the most important thing to speak about, besides the issues and the candidates, is the mechanics of the campaign. That being, we sought to go for the targeted votes. There's 18,000 registered voters in Niles. There are 6,000 registered voters that voted traditionally in the last 4 municipal elections. And we targeted those 6,000 because if someone only votes for President of the United States or Governor, they're not going to vote for me or my slate. So once having the candidates and nailing down the issues, we then nailed down who are the voters, and then we had initiatives. And one of the initiatives was constant phone banking for the last 5 weeks of the election. And everybody liked it because it was here, and I know you're not supposed to drink, and they didn't really, but we had a lot of food, pizza, you know, wings and things, and we were phone banking. That was an initiative. We did mailing. We did, again, targeted door-to-door on our universe. But the most important thing, and the thing that I would suggest to any candidate, is ethnic. And by that I mean ethnic coalitions. Because without ethnic coalitions, Polonia, we can make a difference, but I think it's better. For instance, we were fortunate enough to get the voter file, the Vote Builder software that President Obama used. We got it through the state of Illinois and the county, and that's how we determined our 6,000 universe. But once we had that, we were able to make copies, and I would give it to my Polish-speaking friends, and they went through and highlighted all the Polish-American names. And it ends up there are 850 Polish-American households that voted in the village of Niles. There are 540 German-Americans. There are 330 Italian-American households. There were 170 Korean-American households. Hispanic, about 175 also. So all of those ethnic groups, we targeted on the phone, we targeted in the mail, we did mailings, and last but not least, we rang those doorbells, not the Polish, but the Hispanic, because those were iffy, and the Korean American were kind of iffy. So but we targeted those, and that was the kind of coalition. Surprisingly enough, I had no idea it was going to take off like this. I thought, because Obama played the Spanish I thought, well, maybe we can play the ethnic here. We can make Niles like a microcosm of what happened nationally. And I'll be darned if the Koreans didn't invite me to a fundraiser. And they raised a fair amount of money for the campaign. And then they were on board and they were calling themselves each other from our list. The point being, as I take office, I will never let them go. They are, for all practical purposes, mine. I don't own them necessarily, but I will always have outreach to them. Anytime a Polish organization in Niles wants to do something, we're going to do it. Anytime a Korean American wants to do something, we're going to do it. And we will use those coalitions and build. And here's the thing, I know nothing about social media, nothing. But my son brought in 5 young people who took our website, which we had. I mean, it wasn't very good, but we had it. And they did amazing things with Facebook and Twitter accounts, and all of that is going to be the basis for the elections to come. And I encourage you to really, don't deny its existence, because it really is quite impressive. In terms of Polish American Niles, I was with Ari Zweig. He's got an organization the other day, and we talked about Young People Initiative and voter registration. There's no reason in the world, as I mentioned at that meeting, that I can't have 3 or 4 of my regular people here become deputy registrars. There's no reason that Bocik Delicatessen could not have 4 or 5 regular people be registrars. Now that's easy to do. You just have the registration form and you have someone who's certified to register people to vote. You go up Niles Deli near Dempster. You go to the Polish restaurants. You go to Red Apple, and you have registrars, and you put the signage out. And then later on, however you market that, you market it. But at least you've got the foundation. So those are some of the things that we're going to do. And we'll do it also through sister cities and the young people. So that's
Andy's a little more familiar face, I think, to people in the room, so I was just going to take a moment and introduce myself to you. As Mary said, I'm Bob Belinsky. I'm the president-elect of the Village of Wilmette, and I am a 4th-generation Chicago Pole. My great-grandparents came over at the end of the Great Migration in around 1910. I have a grandmother, a 99-year-old grandmother who's still alive, who was the head of the Polish Girl Scouts in the 30s. And my late father was very active in the Advocate Society as well. So it's a long history of activity in the Polish community in my family. And I have to say, this is certainly not my first time at Chabillos, but it is the first time I've had breakfast here. So I don't know, I thought Andy did a great job on breakfast. So. But I'm very excited about the new role. I'm currently a village trustee in Wilmette. We had a tough election between 2 trustees in Wilmette. We have term limits, so our sitting village president had to step down. We were going to have a new mayor. Myself and one of my fellow trustees were the candidates. It was a tough race. At the end of the day, though, I came out with a comfortable margin. I'm very excited about moving forward for Wilmette. And also, Mary, I really appreciate the invitation today because this is sort of a reconnection with my Polish roots, and I'm very excited about that as well. So I hope to see all of you again soon, and thank you very much for having me here today.
Thank you, Mayor. Yeah, I was a legislator in Springfield for 20 years. I'm a homegrown kid from Elmwood Park, lifelong, and after I finished my duties in Springfield on January 8th. Mayor Silvestri of Elmwood Park was retiring, and I decided to take over that post. We had a good race. Being a lifelong resident, I watched the changing demographics from when I was a kid all the way till now. I'm 54 years old. And one thing that we did in this campaign, and that I always did when I was a state representative, was I had outreach people as the demographics changed to my Polish community, to my Latino community, and we continued that on into this election. And I think that was primarily why we were successful with the numbers that we received on Tuesday. I will, for the first time, the village is going to have an advocate for our Polish community in town and for our Latino community in town. They will be hired by the village because one thing, when I was walking precincts, I walked the whole town twice to sort of reintroduce myself to some of the people that hadn't met me over the years. The reoccurring thing was from my Polish community saying that we go to the village hall, we don't have a Polish-speaking person, it's very tough for us, and I mean, that's an easy one. So I'm extending that also to my Latino community because the Polish community is involved with the community already. Their kids are in sports, they come to the aquatic center in the summertime. They've assimilated very well. My Latino community is still kind of standoffish. I have got to build up that comfort level. So it's going to be an exciting time. You know, we've got, like Mary said, we're 30% Polish population in Elmwood Park right now. I do have a person of Polish descent on my board currently, Alan Kaminsky, and so he'll be heading that outreach for us. My trustees are going to be very involved, very active. I'm not afraid to delegate, and they are not afraid to work, so it's going to be an interesting time, a new time in Elmwood Park, and I'm looking forward to it. But to all the Polish community, I want to thank you. There was a lot of outreach from the various organizations to my constituents, and it obviously worked. We saw our pluses emerge in our pockets.
Good morning, and thank you for having me here today. I am the mayor-elect of Schiller Park, and for clarification purposes, it's Barbara Piltaber, and so that's okay. But it's a hard name to say, but after a few years, I guarantee it, you'll know it. I plan to make some really good improvements in my town. But I am of Polish descent. My mother was Polish. Her last name was Pasternak, and my grandmother, obviously, they came over from Poland. We look forward to working with the Polish community. That was a big part of our campaign. We had two Polish descent candidates that unfortunately didn't win with me, Joseph Kiesel and Patrick Tutak. They both were of Polish descent, and they did not win, but they are going to be intricate parts of my administration helping me during the campaigns. So we also plan, and as Skip pointed out, it's very essential to have people that speak the Polish language in our town, and I am looking forward to bringing people in that can help us in community development and also at Village Hall, and working again with the Polish community. We have so many good things planned for our town and to make great improvements. So we're looking forward to a great 4 years. I did win against a 20-year incumbent by 21 points, so 21 votes. We got the vote out at least. So it was a long, hard campaign, but we really enjoyed it. So thank you very much. I look forward to coming back again and working with the Polish community, and thank you very much. Thank you.